Hey, it's Carman from Cheer Sounds with a couple of tips about 8CountMixer that you can't afford to miss. So here we go, let's get started right away. First, number one, all the songs in 8CountMixer were meant to start on a downbeat. So when you take that clip and drag it on the 8count sheet, start it on a 1, please. It's gonna line up the downbeats of the songs with the downbeats that you're counting at practice. And that's what's gonna make your mix easy to follow. It's gonna make it easy to count to, easy to listen along, and you're not gonna get any jarring transitions if you do that. Don't worry about lead-ins. If a song's got a pickup, like I wanna dance 2, 3, 4, something like that, just start the clip on the 1. 8CountMixer's smart. It knows it has a lead and it'll do it for you. Don't worry. This second thing is variation, variety. We want your 8CountMixer track to sound like custom music. So to do that, we didn't just give you one remix of every track. We gave you multiple. So you'll have your standard version, which is the one you hear right when you hit the preview button. But then when you click on any clip on the left there, any music clip, you'll see it slide down and it gives you other versions. It'll give you alternate versions for some variation. It'll give you elite versions, which have dynamics. It's got volume dynamics to it, excitement dynamics, a little more stop and go. And then some clips even have remix versions, which means like, hey, what do we think Cheer's gonna sound like in 2 years? Let's make that too. Because it's always gonna keep your content a little fresher than everybody else's. So don't just throw in all standard sections, call it done, and bring it to CheerSport or something. You want to use your elite versions, your alternate versions, and your standard versions in whatever combination you think sounds best. Third tip, don't forget your transitions. When people submit custom music to us and they send us an 8count sheet, it's got transitions. And if it doesn't, if it just says they go from stunts to tumbling, I know they're lying because they didn't quantum leap from one to another. They have to transition, and so do you. But the other reason that transitions are so important is because that's where your voiceovers go. Don't put a voiceover on top of a song because then you got lyrics and voiceovers like this and you can't hear anything. Put your voiceovers on top of the transitional elements. Where do you get transitions from? On the left column of 8CountMixer, right below music effects, there's a button that says transitions. Click it. They're pretty much music segments. There's just music, no lyrics, and that's on purpose. They're about 1 8count long or 2 8counts long. You can put them back to back if you need a longer transition section. This is important because it gives an energetic bed for you to put voiceovers on top of. Whether they're custom voiceovers that we record for you, which you can order through the voiceovers tab, or if you just pull any of the hundreds of generic voiceover phrases in there from the voiceovers tab, drag them on top of the transitional clip. And then when you hit play, it's all cohesive. You sound like you've got a cheer mix with voiceovers in it. The next tip's a pretty obvious one. Most people do it, but I don't want you to forget it. Put your sound effects in. The reason 8CountMixer looks like an 8count sheet is because we want you to put sound effects in on the counts that your skills happen on. So just don't get too excited about the music and totally forget to do sound effects, because we all know a cheer mix doesn't sound like a cheer mix until your sound effects are in. And lastly, one of the greatest awesome features of 8CountMixer, you can preview this whole thing before you buy anything. But that also means you can practice with your mix before you buy anything. So bring your laptop to practice and practice with your mix. Or hit one of the social share buttons at the top after you preview mix. You'll see all the social shares come up. Hit one of them. It'll make an MP3 out of your mix, out of your previewed mix. And then you can put it on your phone, email it to yourself, whatever. Bring it to practice. Try out your mix before you buy it. So that when you go, oh, I'm 2 beats off for that full up, you just come in 8CountMixer, you move it, and you make all those changes before you ever buy the mix. Don't worry if you make a mistake. You gotta come back later. We've got those free complimentary edits. You get 3 sets of free complimentary edits. You can move all your sound effects around. You can even change out a song, change out a voiceover. That is there. But, you know, the best practice is really to try to get everything right the first time around because it's less of a headache for you. So there you go. Those are the best tips I can give you based on all of the feedback we've heard over the last couple of years about 8CountMixer. To review them really fast, start all your songs on a downbeat. Use the alternate and elite and remix versions. It's going to put so much variety in your mix. I can't emphasize that one enough. Don't forget your transitions. That's where you put your voiceovers, and that gives your mix a little bit of flow improvement as well. Put in your sound effects and try your mix before you buy it. Don't just listen to it, but practice to it. Run the routine with it before you buy it. So there you go. I hope it helps, and you have a good one.